Hello and welcome to another episode of Historic Hindsight. I'm John, that's Tom, and today we're going to talk to you about alcohol abuse.
That's right, Johnny. Alcohol abuse. Although probably more abusing the alcohol itself than alcohol abuse that we're thinking of. But hey, it's a you know what?
Okay, good. Well,
Yeah.
in that case,
Yeah, it's a celebratory.
also our New Year's episode, so I brought some champagne.
Yeah, the Miller High Life champagne and beer. I actually brought the absolute best Cook's California Dry, extra dry champagne, because this is a celebratory episode because we are 2 years in, Johnny. 2 years in.
2 years.
We have
Unbelievable.
We didn't quite make our 1,000 subscriber goal by the second year, but we're close. We are close,
No,
and we still got 9 times more subscribers this time now than we were last year. So hey,
Yes.
that's
We went from 115 after 1 year. Now we're up to 912 or 913 or 912, depending on who's unsubscribing
or subscribing and then unsubscribing. But in any case, hey,
it's been a good couple years. Thank you, everybody. Yes, Happy New Year's to everybody. Hopefully 2022 is less of a shitstorm than 2021 was. 2021, you can suck an egg.
Damn it, Johnny, you jinxed us. Jinxed us.
We've been jinxing us since like 2000. What was it?
19.
18. When did all the celebrities start dying? Or
Probably I think it was 18. Yeah. Anyway,
something like that.
In any case, we're actually going to be talking about the tradition because it's New Year's and everybody, at least last night, was drinking some champagne. So we're going to talk about history of sabering, of where you take a bladed weapon to a bottle of champagne and pop the cork with that, and why people do this and where it came from, or what the whole myth of it is.
You're supposed to hit it?
Yeah, well, you're supposed to hit. Well, I don't know if it's going to work on. I don't think it's going to work on your highlight, Johnny, but you can try.
I think if I went hard enough, it would.
Have at it, Johnny. Do it.
Gee, I'm going to break it, aren't I?
Hey!
Oh, it broke. Oh, jeez.
You could saber a bottle of High Life.
That's fine.
Now,
there we go.
So what's your...
Oh, what a disaster. Why would anybody do this, Tommy?
Because they're drunk Frenchmen, that's why. How the hell do I even get this?
Jeez.
So, what you're actually supposed to do is take a real bottle of champagne. Real bottle of champagne.
Not the champagne of beers.
Not the champagne of beers.
I need to clean this up a little.
Allegedly, the better quality the bottle, the better this will do it, and the less likelihood of it completely shattering and going into your hand.
Yeah, I imagine the better quality champagnes also use better glass makers and bottle makers and everything else. But I assume Cook's is a legitimate champagne and not just a sparkling wine or whatever it is from. Cook's is in the Champagne region of France.
Of California. Champagne region of California. Yeah, and it is whopping $8 at your local Walmart.
Ooh.
So what you're supposed to do?
Wow, $8 a bottle.
Yeah, you're supposed to take.
That's quality.
You're supposed to take the cage and put it to the second rim. That way that you don't accidentally inadvertently pop the cork off while you're trying to do this. You're supposed to find the seam of the bottle, and then strike it right at the rim where the seam comes together.
Sounds to me like you've read an awful lot about how to do this, Tommy. Has there been any trial runs?
This is my first time ever trying to do this because I'm not a champagne drinker, so we're going to try to do this on camera. And what you do is you shear the whole top of the bottle off. That's what happens.
So I did it right.
You did it right, yeah.
It doesn't just pop the cork out. No, it actually takes off the bottle, too.
Yeah, it's supposed to shear.
Oh, so I nailed it.
Now,
First try.
I don't have a saber, but I do have my trusted Civil War bayonet. Probably work.
It seems like a hole in your collection, Tommy.
Yeah, I probably should. I'm not much of a sword person. And you're just supposed to go slide it up the rim and then hit it. So
nice and quick, I assume.
Nice and quick. Hey!
Look at that!
Look at that!
First try.
It wasn't.
Is the top sheared off of that?
Top sheared off.
Or is it? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. There's my sparkling champagne.
So we are now a how-to channel.
We're now a how-to channel.
If you want to know how to saber a Miller High Life bottle, which it's terrible, by the way.
That's a completely
or a champagne bottle.
Hey, but that was a quick, clean. That's a clean shear. That's good.
Yeah, that's yeah. If you want, I got a similar result with my High Life.
Yeah, there you go.
So
you can.
not bad.
I guess you can. If it says champagne on the bottle, you can saber the shit out of it. Now,
I'm pretty sure you can saber anything, Tommy.
When you're afraid of something, just kind of run at it headstrong with a sword, and what bad can happen?
Yeah, I mean, it seems to me like a flawless plan. So yeah, cheers. How's your champagne?
It's not bad. It tastes like any other champagne I've ever had, which is like okay.
Yeah, and you'll have a headache tomorrow, so
Yeah, probably. We'd win, especially when I clean this whole bottle, because I'm gonna probably drink the whole bottle.
All right,
so
Tommy.
Where does it come from? So anytime you ever
why do we do this?
If you look on the YouTubes, if you look on the internets, anywhere you go, history of sabering,
Everywhere.
you're going to get the same two stories over and over and over again, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit here. So you got Napoleon Bonaparte, Napoleon.
Ah.
So after the
Okay.
French Revolution of 1797,
Oui.
about 10 years later, Napoleon Bonaparte comes out and kind of takes over. His army pretty much is unstoppable at this point, and he wins like the first couple of coalition wars pretty single-handedly and pretty damn easily, and just embarrasses the shit out of all of Europe. His armies are just the most glorious things in the world, and as they run triumphantly back into France, the legend has it that the local civilians were tossing bottles of champagne up to his cavalry officers who are on horseback and can't be bothered with fiddle fucking around with the cage netting and popping off a cork, so they just take their saber out in celebration and pop off the cork like we just did.
Yeah, and then drink it, clean out the bottle with the severed top on it, and didn't cut their mouths and then die from disease, because that's what people did back then.
Oh, I'm sure one or two of them did. Yeah.
Maybe the alcohol in it helped.
Cauterize the wounds or whatever, or clean them out. Yep.
Nope, didn't cauterize them.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever. Fine, Johnny. Use your science on me.
I mean, that's just not. That's if they had a lightsaber, maybe.
Well,
they would have done that.
Maybe this is Star Wars.
They just had the regular sabers, I believe.
In any case, the other legend is that there is a Madame Cliquette. I probably butchered that name in French. Madame Cliquette. When her husband dies, she inherits the Champagne estate that he has, and again, it's French soldiers. Legend has it that the French officers that were visiting Madame Cliquette were honoring her, and they were showing off their prowess and impressing her, because what better way to impress a woman than just cleaning off?
Use a sword
that was kind of impressive. It wasn't really pretty easy.
I mean, I swooned when you did it.
See?
I don't know if you noticed, but that was so it was just, they think it might have been used. It was either used in celebration or to impress women.
Yes. Now I'm
going to go with the second.
It could be the second one, yeah. And the third,
because that's what men have been doing.
And the third and final legend that you find, at least is the most typical that you find, is after one of the French defeats, the very few French defeats. I believe it was like the Battle of Waterloo. It didn't go so well for Napoleon.
Right. And
legend has it there that a French soldier, in anger, gets back to his little tent, camp, barracks, whatever, and just sabers it off out of anger and frustration.
Okay. So in any of these cases, though, I don't understand why it would become a tradition, or how it would come to.
Because it looks
to
cool.
Any symbolic, but does it mean anything symbolic? People do this at weddings a lot. A lot of the failing videos or whatever I see are weddings.
Trying to
but I guess maybe it's just fancy occasion. But it doesn't have a symbolic.
No
meaning behind it. It's not like a bringer of luck, or it's literally just.
It's just
cool.
for show. Yeah, it's just to look cool. And people actually will wind up doing it with champagne flues. The bottom of the glass, you can actually do it with that, because it really does not take much at all to pop that bottle off.
they'll use the glass to well, no,
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
yeah,
used
the champagne.
they use that because the bottles. It's not that they're particularly weak.
They're pressurized as hell.
But they're 70. They're 70. Okay, look at it this way: it's 70 to 90 psi in one of these bottles, is what they say for champagne. That's more than your car. My truck tires out there.
Oh, that's three
max,
times my car tires.
Yeah, the max in my truck tires are 50 psi. So that's almost.
I'm supposed to go to
double
33 on my car.
And when those things blow out, it's like a explosion, and so you got all that pressure. It doesn't take much.
There's a reason there's a difference between a wine cork and a champagne cork. The champagne cork is expanding in a way that
when it's held on by a cage.
They have to put the cage on just because enough jostling or it hits on the side of something and it's going to come flying off.
Now, whatever legend you so choose to believe, it doesn't really much matter because there's absolutely no historical proof to any of those legends at all. Like, there's nobody documented, like, I did this on this date and
and also no historical significance. Somebody somewhere figured out that you could hit the top of a champagne bottle off with a sword.
But they are all given a credit to French soldiers during the Napoleonic era.
Okay.
And there's some degree of truth to this. Napoleon did love himself some champagne. He was quoted as saying, saying of champagne in victory, celebration, and defeat, it's a necessity. So he was very much about the champagne.
You need it no matter what.
Now my problem with this legend is champagne has been around since 1697, at least if you want to talk about it from the Champagne region. Dom Perignon.
Which is the only place you can talk about it from, because other than that, it's sparkling wine.
Sparkling wine. Yeah. This California dry, double dry, whatever it is. Yeah, just sparkling wine.
Not actual champagne.
But
a champagne substitute.
Sparkling wine. In any case, Dom Perignon did it in 1697, but actually the real credit for carbonated wine goes to a English scientist, naturalist, and physician who actually was the first to document putting fizz into wine in 1662, so a few years before Dom Perignon.
So he made wine coolers.
He made wine coolers, yeah. But still, it's carbonated. I mean, all champagne is carbonated wine. I'm sorry, Frenchman. It's carbonated wine.
Excuse me, Tommy. I'm sorry. There is a big difference between carbonated wine and champagne.
Sure, fine. In any case, when you think about the history of this, if champagne was around since 1697, you're trying to convince me, you're trying to tell me that I'm with alcohol involved.
Yeah.
But for over 100 years, nobody did this before. And
nobody did it before in a time. Swords were popular, right?
Yeah.
There were ceremonial swords. People just carried them. There were duels and stuff. Likely, I don't know. But so lots of people had a sword, and I gotta tell you, if you give 20-something-year-old me a sword and a whole lot of alcohol, I'm gonna start hitting that alcohol with a sword.
Yeah, like
I know it's happened. Yeah. I did it.
Yeah, you just did it with your high quality katana there. So, I mean, believe what legend you want to believe. That's where the history, quote unquote, of sabering is. Nowadays, it's just kind of a tradition that people do. When they cork open a bottle of champagne.
It's a party favor or party trick. Party trick. Yeah.
Which is cool. I mean, I've never done it before. I can see, I will now only open up bottles of champagne like that because it was fun. I mean,
well, you're also only buying $8 bottles of champagne, Tommy. You're not going and spending the $500 or $1,000 or whatever dollars on these the nice bottles of champagne that I see just shatter into a billion pieces when people do this online.
Yeah, when you do it online, I mean, if you try this at home, which I don't advise you trying at home, but if you try it at home, make sure you find the seam of the bottle and you follow that seam to the lip, and you don't have to. You're not you're not like lobbing off the head. You're just taking. It doesn't have to be sharp. You just take a flat edge surface and you hit that lip right where that seam is, and it'll pop. It took. Like,
I feel like you're in the 1% of people who went and read or watched instructions on how to do this properly. Most people are like, "Oh, I got this sword, I got a bottle of champagne, I seen it done, bang," and that's why it shatters into a million pieces.
And I still wore my gloves just in case if this thing shattered in my hand.
I mean, you didn't. Yeah, I mean, no goggles though. You reckless ape.
Yeah, that's true. I don't care about my eyes. Screw it. But yeah. This was really just a short episode for you guys. We're just more of a celebratory thing. We thank you for all your support that you have given. We've got a lot coming in this new year. I know last year we were talking about gun videos. Trust me, they're coming. We're working on it. We got them.
We're working on it.
I have a full-time job that I work 60 hours a week, and then I do this on my spare time for fun.
And I nearly work 8 hours a week on some weeks, so it's hard to find the free time.
It's hard to find the free time, but we appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed our episode, and hey, give us a like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, because apparently YouTube does not like history channels at all, so we're not going to get any love on an algorithm. So please like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and we'll see what happens this year.
That's it for this week in Historic Hindsight. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe, rate, and review, and join us next week when we continue our discussion on the samurai.